doing today? Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Kunjani, how are you? How are you doing this morning? Happy Monday. Happy new week. We are here once again within a new week with new opportunities available to us, new experiences available to us, a new life available to us once more, another chance to live the life that we say we want to live. Isn't God so good? Isn't life, the universe, such a blessing? Happy Monday, Lelo. Happy Monday. Isn't life such a blessing that as long as we wake up in the morning, we have another chance to create the experience that we wish on this earth. Now, it's never an easy task to create here on earth, the fleshly realm, because it requires the bare minimum of patience, consistency, and vision. Yeah, and action. Because you can be consistently doing nothing. So it requires around 5 things. These are I think the basics of creation on the earth. It requires faith in no particular order. It requires faith, it requires a vision, it requires you to take action, it requires you to be consistent, and it requires you to be patient. These are the 5 things that are needed to create anything here on earth through your body. Now, that's not easy stuff. Faith, in the first place, is very hard for a lot of people to have based on their scenarios and situations. Good morning, by the way, good people. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Say it back. Say it back. Faith is a very difficult thing to have. Sometimes we're raised with it, so that's a blessing. Raised in Christian homes, raised with families that are very spiritual. So automatically you have a connection to God, even though you don't really understand what that means, but it's there. You know there's something beyond you. So then it's easier to develop faith. A vision. Not many people have a vision. In fact, many people are living other people's visions. If you have a 9-to-5 job right now and you're not the CEO, in fact, even if you are the CEO, you're helping someone else create their vision of life. I mean, that's okay because you're getting cash, and hopefully you're using that cash to supplement your own vision, but you need your own vision. And if you're in the VIP program, then you know what I'm talking about. A vision clears out every other thing and hones in on what you need to be focusing on in your life, what's important. So if you don't have a vision, text me. DM me for real. Click the link in the bio and send me a message and tell me what it is that you need and what you're looking for, and let's see if we can help you. Because you need a vision. The Bible says in itself, if you're a Christian, okay, I don't know what it says word for word, but something about where there is no vision, people perish, people die. Where there is no vision, and it's probably not even a physical death. It probably is a physical death too, but it's a spiritual death, an internal death. If you don't have a vision, you're not moving. Like shocks. Think of a shock, right? A shock, apparently, I don't know the science, but apparently, namaste, you know that I am good. How are you doing? Happy Monday. Happy Monday to all of you guys. How are you guys doing? Let me know. But need to get a shock, apparently, has to continuously move in order to stay alive. I think only when it sleeps, it doesn't move. But when it's awake, so the only time, so your inner man is like a shock. When it's awake, and it never sleeps, by the way. When it's awake, it has to move towards a vision. It has to move forward. Or it has to not necessarily move forward in the linear sense, but grow. And it has to grow in terms of the vision. The direction is the vision. otherwise it's stagnant. That's faith, that's vision, it's action. You have to take action steps towards your goals, your vision. So you have faith that your vision will come to fruition, and you have to take action to bring your vision into fruition, because on earth, the language of these physical things that we see here on earth is not only spiritual intention, but it's also physical intention. And physical intention is basically just action. Physical intention, you intend to do something, or you intend for something to happen. Like, I want this to happen. In your mind, simple, I want it to happen. And then it happens in your head. Easy stuff. Relatively. In the world, I want this to happen, you have to get up and move it. Make it move. You want this chair to move, you have to get up and move it. You want this to move, you have to get up and move it. You want someone to move out of your space, you gotta push them. Action is physical intent, and intention makes your vision come to fruition faster. You have to take action, and then you have to take consistent action. That's where a lot of people, and me myself included, are really, really caught up, because you have to take either similar actions or just action all the time, consistently for a long period of time. And the world is so simple, and it's actually quite annoying how simple the world is, where it's like, if there's something that you want, figure out how to get there, figure out the most basic steps to get there, and then take those actions consistently all the time, and don't stop until you get there. Or rather, take breaks, short breaks in between, if that's how you are, which it's kind of like a system I'm looking into, because apparently I work in spurts, and I found somebody on YouTube that's like a millionaire that also realizes the value of resting, because all we hear in this hustle culture is work. They're always telling you to work all the time, be consistent, and yes, you have to be consistent, but realistic as well, because what it is for me, what happens and has happened for me, is that I'll do a lot of things consistently for a while, but then the inevitable time where my mind and my soul and my body need rest from these things that I'm doing comes, and I don't think of taking it, because I'm like, no, I have to keep working, I have to do this. And then what happens then is, automatically my system is going to take a break, but then my mind is going to be like, damn it, you're not consistent, you can't do this, whatever the storyline we tell ourselves are, and then we don't pick it up again, because like, I couldn't do it, or you take a long break, your break is too long, because you didn't realize that you just needed the short amount to recharge and then jump back on the wagon. So be sure to take breaks within your consistency and make it part of the system that you use to be consistent. But you have to be consistent, as in do certain amounts of things for a certain amount of time, and then it will compound and then build the life that you want. And then you have to be patient. Now, patience is it's a situational thing. I think the difficulty levels of patience is always situational, where if you're in a dire situation, like rent is due next month, you don't got no money, or your debt collectors are knocking on your door, or your baby needs to eat, or you need to eat, patience is going to be very hard for you to have at that point in time. But if there's less pressure, then it's easier to be patient for things to happen. And you're going to need to be patient for your dreams. You're going to need to value them enough to wait for them. It's like you and your spouse, when you're going out for dinner or for whatever, and they're getting ready in the bathroom. You're not going to just leave them. Well, sometimes. You're not just going to go to church or go to the restaurant without your spouse while they're getting ready. No, you're going to wait for them. You might complain with you, oh, baby, you've been in the bathroom, you're taking so long. Let's go. And they'll be like, I'm almost ready. You're going to wait for them. Why? Because you respect them, you love them, and you don't want to leave them. So it's the same situation for your dreams and your visions, where as they're cooking in the kitchen, as they're making their way to reality, you're going to have to wait for them. when you're taking the longest time to get here, your vision's gonna be like, I'm almost ready. I'm coming. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep being consistent and keep taking action. You're like, oh my God, dog, you're taking the longest time to get here. Wow. I'm coming. You have to respect it enough. You have to love it enough. You have to value it enough. You have to believe in its existence enough to be patient. And you have to believe in your action enough to know that, okay, the things that I'm doing are going to lead me or lead my vision or lead me and my vision to each other eventually. Eventually. Okay. Let me give you the 4-on-1 of what we're going to do today. Today we're doing things a little differently on meditation. I realized that we've only been doing guided meditations where we play something that you guys can follow with your minds. But another important way to meditate is to really just sit in silence and allow your mind to do whatever it does. And then when we do this, we're going to do this now where I might have this sound playing. That's playing in the background right now. It might be playing. But there will be no voice guiding you, telling you to visualize whatever. I won't be guiding you, telling you to visualize whatever. I might be reminding you to bring your attention back to the moment periodically, but that's it. What it's going to do is there are going to be thoughts that rock up in your mind. There's going to be a lot of thoughts that pop up in your head. You're going to be thinking about what you're going to do next after the day. Maybe thinking about yesterday. You'll be thinking about a lot of things. And that's good. What I want you to do when you start thinking about these lots of things is I want you to just notice them. Just see, oh, I thought about that yesterday. Oh, I thought about that earlier on today. Oh, this is what I always think about. Oh, this is what I'm anxious about. Oh, this is what's coming up now. Oh, interesting. This is the process of observing yourself. And that's what we're going to do for the rest of the week. Top of the morning, Makanani. Top of the morning. So what we're going to be doing is just noticing our thoughts fly by, so that we become more acquainted with our thoughts. Because the truth of the matter is, according to psychology, there's about at least 60,000 thoughts that pass our brains on a day-to-day basis. I know it sounds crazy, 60,000? Insane. But a lot of these thoughts are repeated. The things we thought about yesterday, the things we think about today, which are the things we think about tomorrow, which are the things we think about the day after that, which are the things we thought about last week. And we just don't know, because we never take time to take stock of what it is that we're thinking. So we keep repeating the thoughts that we have in our heads, and henceforth keep repeating what gets downloaded into our subconscious, and henceforth keep repeating the same reality that we're living over and over and over and over. So we're going to work on changing that a little bit today, right? And this week, where it's just going to be silence. We'll do a quick breathing exercise, and we're just going to be quiet for 10 minutes. And you'll notice how loud your brain gets. You'll notice how restless your monkey mind gets. And that's a good thing, because the monkey mind is there. Your brain is frantic. Your brain is restless. So it's not going to help if you don't pay attention to it and relate yourself to it and get to know how frantic it is, why it gets frantic, when it gets the most frantic, and how to calm it down. So imagine your mind is like your pet. And this is something new that I'm trying out. One of my affirmations is I'm a master of this mind. I don't say my mind anymore. I don't like relating myself to it, because I want to be the one working on the mind, not in the mind, because that's where you get caught up. So your mind is like a monkey. Your mind is like a little animal, a little child that you need to train, you need to master, you need to tame, you need to understand. So you cannot understand it from inside. Hence my new affirmation is I'm the master of this mind. To separate myself and my mind, because, well, technically it's really not the same thing anyway, because there's many levels of existence that we occupy as human beings. So give me a moment, guys. I have to do something really quickly. So just let me know if you guys are still there, if you guys can hear me, if you guys can see me. Can you guys still see me? Can you guys hear me? Just give me a thumbs up, say yes, say no, whichever it is. Great. Alright, so I was saying again, we're going to have to learn how to become the masters of our minds. As in, step outside of our minds and be able to work on our minds. That's when we're able to say, okay, this needs to go here, this needs to go there, I need to become more consistent, and this is how I do it, by practicing this and that and the other, right? And we can only do that by becoming very intimate with the waves or the way in which we think. So what I'm trying to do right now, I set a timer for my TikTok so that I don't use it too much during the day. But I completely forgot that we meditate for like an hour. So I have to like fix that timer very quickly, otherwise it's going to switch off at some point. So bear with me for a moment. I may have to log out again for another second just to fix this timer. Stay here, stay online, I'll be right back. And then when I do come back, I'm gonna dive right into the meditation. Alright? Give me a second. Alright. I'm back again. Again, please just let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me. Everything is good, everything's 100%. And then we can begin our meditation. Oh, we've got about 2 minutes. I want to start at 20 past. Give me another yes, please and thank you, if you can see me and hear me and everything's good. Thank you. Makanani says yes, we're good to go. Perfect Lelo says yes, we're good to go. Aurora says yes, we're good to go. Okay. So, you know the drill. Zimbo says yes as well. Get seated, get comfortable. Find the rhythm of your breath. You know, the usual stuff. The usual. Find the rhythm of your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Find a rhythm. It doesn't have to be the one I'm using, but find a rhythm. Hopefully you're in a place where you will not be disturbed. So periodically I will remind you to focus. I'll simply say focus. If you were being caught up in a rabbit hole, as in you thought about something and then your mind just left with you, those are the reasons that I say focus. When you hear the sound of my voice saying focus, I'm asking you and reminding you to come back to the moment and remove yourself again from your thoughts. Imagine that your thoughts were cars or on the road, and you were sitting on the sidewalk, just watching them drive by. What happens sometimes is when one thought comes, we follow it all the way, and we forget that the point is to let it go. Once we are able to let go of thoughts, and we become much better and proficient at letting thoughts go, we'll eventually become proficient at letting emotions and thoughts go. That's when you become able to remove and release yourself from storylines and thought patterns that were binding you. Alright? Because the process is a very simple process. A thought comes, an emotion comes. You feel the emotion and you let the emotions out. And then whenever that thought comes again, you just watch it and say, hi, bye. You let it go. You don't identify with it. The thoughts that you want to identify with are the thoughts that you want to identify with. Right? So now we're teaching, or rather we're learning, the art of non-attachment. Not detachment necessarily. I mean, someone made a very nice separation between detachment and non-attachment. Detachment is kind of like, let's say you were on this highway or you were on the sidewalk. Attachment is obviously being in the car, thought, on the highway, driving in it. You're attached to the thought, you're moving with it. Detachment is not being in that car and looking away from the thoughts and the side and the highway in general. Looking away, being detached completely, not being involved. Non-attachment now is when you're sitting down on the highway, you're watching the thoughts go, but you're not. You're like, oh, you know. Can you notice how that's different from detachment? Where detachment, you're looking away completely, but you don't want to look away completely from your thoughts because you want to be able to observe them and see what it is that's going on in your CPU, Central Processing Unit. So you want to be non-attached, which is you notice these things, but you just let them fly by. Okay, let us get ready. Let us breathe in 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Hold it and close your eyes when you're ready. Hold it. Hold it. And let it go. Eyes closed. Now, we're going to breathe in, hold our breath. Now count us down. And again, with each number going down, you sink deeper into your sacred space, your quiet place. Deeper and deeper with each countdown. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. Breathe normally. You're becoming more calm with each breath. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, count with me now in your head. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You're relaxing with every breath, every number. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And breathe out. Breathe normally. And count down with me in your head. With each countdown, you're relaxing different parts of your body until a full relaxation. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxation. Relaxation. Rest. Ease. Depth. Let's breathe in 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And breathe out slowly. 10. You're getting calmer. 9, 8. Are you relaxing more? 7, 6. Are you releasing the tension? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe normally. Deep, slow breaths. We're going to sit in silence for the next 10 minutes. When the thoughts come, allow them to go. You can use the word flow when you feel like the thought is taking you too far. Just say to yourself periodically, let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. In 3, 2, 1. Enjoy this meditation. listen to the sound of my voice while we show gratitude for this moment. You know the usual drill. Hand on your heart. Now use the same thoughts that you have to remember or create or be in this moment where you feel happy, joyful. A moment where you can feel a sense of gratitude. Be it in the past, where something happened to you beautifully. Be it in the future, where something that you want is going to happen to you. Or be it right now, where you have the privilege of meditating at 6 o'clock in the morning on TikTok. Choose a moment to feel grateful for. Allow it to flood your chest. Allow it to flood your chest. And move into your hands. Circle down to your elbow, up to your shoulder, and right back into your chest. Feel that energy surging through. We're going to say thank you 7 times. And 3, while keeping this emotion, keeping the feeling, keeping the circuit going. 3, 2, 1. Say thank you. Say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And one more time for luck. Thank you. I'm going to breathe in 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Hold it. You can let go of your heart. And breathe out really, really slowly. Into the universe, your gratitude, your feelings and your emotions. I'm going to breathe in one more time, and then on the exhale, you can open your eyes when you're ready. And 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. And exhale slowly. You can open your eyes when you are ready. Welcome back to this reality. If you're new here, you just missed the meditation. Join us again tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the morning. We'll be here meditating. If you just got here. Every day. Welcome back to this reality. Tell me, how was that experience for you? How was it different from the meditations we were doing prior? Let me know in the comments, please, and thank you. What thoughts frequented your mind? What thoughts did you notice kept repeating themselves? What theme? What feelings came up when these thoughts came? How easy was it for you to let them go? How often did you get sucked in by a thought into the wormhole, the rabbit hole? Let me know in the comments, please, and thank you. Again, if you're new here, join us every day at 6 o'clock in the morning. If you missed the meditation, 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, we'll be right here meditating, waiting for you. If you want a notification for it, click the link in the bio and join the WhatsApp group. I send notifications and links to these meditations every single morning just before we do it, so that you're on the pulse and you're on time for our meditations. If this is something that you find interesting, something that you think you should do more often. And if you want a community of like-minded individuals, because who you spend time with is who you become. Sometimes, most times. So let me know in the comments, guys. How do you feel? How did you feel about that meditation? What sensations came up? What thoughts came up? What feelings and experience was it for you? Let's hear it. Please do share. I'm curious. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me how they felt during this meditation. Feedback. It's very important stuff, guys. Also, please click the likes. That'd be great. Kusada, did you miss our meditation? If you did, worry not, you know the drill. 6 o'clock tomorrow. We are here. Naldo said she kept on visualizing the future and gave her the motivation to keep on working on herself. Okay, that's good, Naldo. But I hope you did not get sucked in to that visualization. Why? Because that was not the point of this meditation. The point was to see it and to be outside of it and to let it go. To let it just flow forward. Aurora says, as much as a mind would think of its own unnecessary things, she saw a blank canvas. So what? I can't read the rest of that, Naldo. But blank canvas is good. Blank canvas is good. The mind tends to think of unnecessary things in general, and then sometimes thinks of necessary things, but a lot of the time it's a lot of unnecessary stuff. How did you guys find the process of letting these thoughts go and not allowing yourself to be taken by the thoughts or by the visions or by whatever it is that you were seeing, even if it was good, even if it was a necessary thought, even if it was the future that Naldo was visualizing, it feels good. The act of letting it go. How did you guys find that feeling, that process? That's a very important process when it comes to manifestation. Actually, that's number 6. Remember the 5 things I spoke about? Faith, vision, action, consistency, patience. Number 6 is non-attachment. You have to do all these things, but also be like, I'm good. Even if it doesn't happen, I'm good. Aurora says she wanted to draw on that canvas. It was a calm ocean, but I had to let it go. Yes. If you can have the canvas, remember it and create a calm ocean, but later. Today, the point was to let it go, so I'm glad you were able to let it go. What helps you let thoughts go? Did me saying let it flow help in bringing you back to the observer perspective, bringing you back to a point where you're able to let it go? Kusada says she missed it today. You got other things on her mind. I'll join you tomorrow. But if you've got other things on your mind that you don't want to have, Kusada, then you should probably join us. Most likely. But we'll see you tomorrow. No worries with that. Again, this will be posted on YouTube. I'll send the link on the group. If you're not on the group, click the link in the bio and join the group. It's good stuff on there. At least that's what I think. But of course I think that. So come and experience it for yourself. So the process of letting go, was it easy for you to let go? Aurora says me saying let it go helped. Good. So if me saying let it go helped, and even those who are not commenting, if me saying let it go helped while you're meditating, firstly, why aren't you commenting? Tetanam, speak to me, let me know. Lelo says, today I was able to concentrate fully. Good job. Able to clear thoughts and organize my mind. Good job. Hope you were able to just let them pass by. So I was going to say, if letting go, or me saying let it go, helped you let something go, then logically it goes to show that if you were to say it to yourself as well, when you're thinking about something, when you're overthinking, the more you practice, the easier it will become for you to let go of thoughts. Now this is important. Why? Because if you suffer, Nolda says you kept focusing on the now. That sounds good. That sounds good, Nolda. Did you get? If you suffer from anxiety, strengthening the muscle of letting the thought go is key for your mental well-being. Because what is an anxiety? Indoni anxiety, basically. Anxiety is when you get sucked into a thought process that what's the word? Induces, we'll use that word, that induces fear of something that has not happened yet. So when you're anxious, you're thinking of something or feeling of fear for something that your mind is like it's going to happen anytime soon. Even if you're not thinking it consciously that something's going to happen something soon, but your body is like, because something triggered that fight or flight response. It's like, I'm feeling anxious, I don't know what to do. Now you're having a panic attack. Why? Because that one thought or that one stimulus caught you, and now it's running with you, and you don't know how to jump off the bandwagon. So it's important to practice the muscle of letting something go, so that when you catch yourself getting anxious and the intensity and the fear and the anxiety and the panic building up, you can be like, whoa, what's going on? Stop. Then you can take a deep breath and then let it go. Let it go. And as you do that, you calm yourself down. Let it go. And it doesn't have to be let it go. I just like that. It sounds cool to me, to my ear. You can literally say anything you want, anything that makes you allow yourself to release a thought and to release a feeling. Because once you catch yourself in the moment where you're starting to panic and becoming anxious, and you use your tool, which is to say, let it go, or calmness, or ease, or flow, or let it go, or rest, or whatever it is to you that makes sense. Once you apply that tool, then it activates your letting go muscle, and then you can cut the process of anxiety short. That circuit of stimulus, thoughts or feelings cycle spiral down into panic. Anxiety is just a joy. That's a new one. Kuzelo, please explain, what do you mean by anxiety is just a joy? I'd love to hear what that means, because I've never thought of that before. Please explain that. Teach me something new. I love that. But again, so as you spiral down, if you can catch yourself and cut down, or rather break that cycle, that circuit, that spiral, then you cured your anxiety. It's really as simple as that, guys. And the thing that makes people think anxiety is such a huge thing is because of the effects that it has on your life. Like, especially if you let it go on for a long period of time, years even, it'll start eroding your mind. It will start eroding your sense of safety and certainty and stability. And now it becomes a bigger problem than just a detrimental or fearful thought process. It becomes embedded in you, where now you're just fearful in general, and you're living in a state of fight or flight all the time. You're tensed up all the time. When you're tensed up all the time, that's when the bad stuff happens. That's when the life that you live, the quality of your life, will become much, much less good, because you're tense. There's nothing. Look at my hands right now. I can't give anything with these hands. I can't receive anything with I'm just ready to fight or ready to run with these hands because they're tense. That's what anxiety does to you, especially if you let it happen to you for over a long period of time and you start identifying with anxiety. That's when you're really messed up, because now you're saying, I have anxiety. No, you don't. You experience anxiety sometimes. You don't have anxiety. You experience it sometimes. And you're able to cut down the circuit, or to cut it when it starts. How? By having a tool that allows you to relax yourself as soon as the stimulus comes in. And this goes further than just anxiety. Like when somebody comes in to disturb your peace, they're shouting at your face, something happens, your boss is being a little bitch. Sorry, sarcasm. Oh, it's sarcasm. Okay, I get you. I'm thinking this is like the most. So Kusela says sarcasm got her. She's currently she's going through it right now. It's been on fight or flight. Please, I'll post this meditation. Do the meditation. Otherwise, go outside for this fight or flight that you're going through. Kusela, go outside, step on grass with your bare feet, and drink some water, eat a fruit, and listen to the birds. That'll help calm you down. I mean, literally what I just said. Go outside, barefoot, step on grass, drink some water, eat a fruit, and listen to the birds. It's hard. I mean, anything worthwhile is going to take some effort. So anyway, if you want to calm yourself down, do exactly what I just said. Go outside, barefoot, step on grass, drink some water outside still, eat some fruit outside still, and watch birds. Listen to how they chirp, listen to the different chirps, and just start imagining what kind of conversation they're having. Like, what are these birds talking about? Maybe this one is like, yo, let's fly over to that side, and the other one is like, nah, dog, I'm trying to stay here, trying to stay home, bruh. The other one's like, nah, I gotta build this nest, bro. What are you talking about? Play. That will release the tension. Did you get? So even when somebody's coming at you some type of way, and you're just like, blah, you're boring. Being able to cut the process of your response, being able to consciously come in between your immediate response and your conscious response is a superpower. Because someone will come at you, your boss, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your friend, your family, whatever it is, whomever it is, your partner, your child. Because we know kids have problems. They'll come at you with the worst things, and you can just be like, let it go, let it go, and then you smile at you. Okay, let's take a beat here, because now you're on a different level, so you can speak to them from a different level, and that's either one, going to annoy them, they'll get louder, and you'll do the same thing, let it go, or it's going to annoy them, they'll leave, and now the problem is solved, at least for now, or they're also going to bring it down, and now you can speak. Why? Simply because you took action to cut your own response to something, and it changed the interaction completely. So find a keyword for yourself. Find a cute little phrase that helps you. Let it go. I'm here. And then you can have a conversation. Listen, I hear what you're saying. This is how I feel. I would like to talk about this some more later when we're both calmer. Or let's talk about it now, but sit down in a calm, adult manner. And this is to your child as well, to your 2-year-old. Listen, sit down, let's discuss, right? Give me your points. What do you want? Let's speak about this like adults. Toddler. You'll be like, no, mommy, no. And you'll be like, relax. It's calm. What do you need? And I'm joking right now, but like that kind of conversation with your child, and if you do it often enough, it's going to teach them something. It's going to teach them that, okay, when I am feeling this way, when I'm feeling anxious myself as a child, or there's something that I need, there's something that I'm crying, I don't know what's going on, mom responds like this, or dad responds like this to that. They're calm, they're stable, they're at ease. So the more they practice that, the more it's easier for them to, when they feel whatever it is that they're feeling, and you be like, no, listen, calm. It's easier for them to be like, to be easy and be like, okay, mommy, daddy, I want 1, 2, 3, and then they can communicate their needs. So now abakubangela isicefe anymore because they're now able to calm themselves and not be in a fight or flight state, and then to communicate what it is that they're looking for or what it is that they need in that moment. Why? Simply because you practiced it. And somebody said, one of my online mentors, Teal Swan, is like, when you're a child, something called the mirror response, I forgot what she called it. Something like a mirror response happens when you're in distress. However your parents respond to you when you're a child and you're in distress is the identity that you create for yourself, or rather it is what you download in your mind. So if you become angry as a child and you feel a certain emotion and your parent tells you what this is, because you don't know what it is, that's what you're going to believe it is from then on. So you feel angry in this moment. Your parents say, oh, I can see you're very angry right now. And you're like, as a child, yes, anger. This is what anger is. You create that association, that emotion to the word anger. That's the connection that you create. And then you also then create a response to that anger. So if you're a parent, or rather your parent, when you're angry, gives you more anger, or gives you the silent treatment, or whatever, what you're going to learn is, oh, when there's an emotion of anger that's happening either in me or in someone else, this is the response that I need to do. This is the response that I can expect. So when I'm angry, I can expect no one to listen to me. When I'm angry, I can expect the next person to get angrier. Therefore, I need to get angrier than them. Or I need to deny my needs so that I can avoid the anger at all. Or when someone else is angry, I need to give them the silent treatment. When someone else is angry, I need to go above them. Your children are learning from your responses. So you, as a parent, have the responsibility to respond in a calm manner that acknowledges their feelings, that allows them to feel that feeling, and that gives them an opportunity to express in words to you what it is that they need. So that, and then do that over and over again, so that that's what they learn as they grow up. That, okay, when I am angry, I can give myself a moment to feel these feelings fully without judgment. My mother never judged me. My father never judged me for being angry. I'm not going to judge myself for being angry. But what they didn't tolerate was me throwing temper tantrums. But I can feel the anger. And then after I feel the anger, I can bring it down and I can say, okay, this is how I feel. Angry because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how I was taught as a child. And it won't be a conscious thing anymore. Like if you teach them from 0 to 7, and that's how you respond every time they become angry or whatever emotion, from 0 to 7 years old, it will stop becoming a conscious response. In fact, it won't be a conscious response at all as they grow older, because that's what you've embedded in their minds, even from 7 to 14, because they're still learning much more nuanced responses and much more nuanced ways to act. It becomes then, as they grow older, the natural thing, because that's what gets downloaded into the subconscious. The more you repeat it, and the more it happens like that. So then they'll know that once I get the stimulus of anger, this is the pathway to take. And their brain will be like, this is the pathway you take. Why? Because this is how it was when I was younger. This is the pathway that we took as a family. This is the pathway that the people I trust to tell me about the world, mother, father, maybe even siblings and friends, this is how we did it. And so this is how I'm going to do it. And that's how you change the generations. You start with yourself. It's very simple. That's how you break generational curses. Wherever it is that you have a generational curse in, it's simply a generational pattern where your parents and your parents' parents and their parents responded to a certain stimulus in this way. Now, I'm not talking about third-party curses where someone comes into your life or your lineage and messes things up. That's a different topic. I'm talking about the ones that just happen in your own bloodline. Your parents' parents, and their parents responded to a certain stimulus in a certain way and passed it on. And then it caused particular reactions, particular consequences, because how you respond to something causes something else, cause and effect, right? So now, If you want to break generational curses, firstly, you're going to have to know that this is a generational curse. I learned this from my parents. That's why I do this. And oh, they learned it from their parents. That's why they do it like that. Now I know. Now I have the responsibility to behave in a different manner if I want to stop the cycle here with me. And a lot of us in this generation, we have the responsibility of breaking the cycles, because our parents' generation, they were deep in the thralls of apartheid. They didn't have time, or they didn't have much time and knowledge to break generational curses because they were busy fighting for their lives, literally. And then our parents, their duty was to get us to be relatively financially stable, to get us standing in society. Now we're here, we're standing in society, we're firm in society relatively. So now it's time for us to work on the higher order things, which is our minds. And our kids now, because they will now have the foundation of working on their minds, what they'll start working on most likely is now their emotions, and how to use those, how to manage those, and how to do those on purpose, how to emote on purpose. And they'll teach their kids, and what those kids will be teaching now or learning how to do something else, something higher, and we increase like that as a generational blessing. So bless your generation, bless your lineage, bless your bloodline. How? By choosing to be conscious of the things that you do, and choosing to be conscious of how often you do them, and to whom, and to, and when, and why. And changing the status quo of your immediate family. You don't have to go and change what your parents believe. You don't have to change what your aunts and uncles believe. Maybe not even your cousins. But you, your spouse, and your children, your household, that's who you have the responsibility to change and to increase and to improve. And if your spouse does not engage in the act of self-improvement in any way, one, you need to talk to them about it and let them know how dire the situation is, how high the stakes are, because this is not just for you guys, this is for your kids, which means it's for your kids' kids, which means it's for your kids' kids' kids. It's a very serious thing. So let them know if they haven't started. And if they don't take you seriously, maybe they shouldn't be your spouse. Real talk, because it's so important for us to start the work of healing our bloodlines. If anything in this world, that's what we're here for. If you're looking for a purpose, just take that one. That's a free one right there. Heal your bloodline. And if your spouse is not in the business of healing themselves in order to heal their bloodline, and you are, maybe they should not be your spouse. And if they're not even willing to open up to it and to find ways to do it, that desire needs to be there. And you can't download that desire. You can't give them that desire. They have to have it already. If they don't have that, maybe you should reconsider. And it's a very serious thing. Like I said, this is your children that you'll have with your spouse, and the children that your children will have. It will be dictated, or their behavior will be dictated by your behavior right now, and your spouse's behavior, and the culture that you have in your household. So if your spouse does not want to create a culture of clear communication, of open communication, of emotional regulation, of forgiveness, of empathy, of love, all these beautiful things that we want in life, if your spouse is not actively pursuing these things, is not make sure. They're not ready for you. If you're on this meditation right now and your spouse doesn't do any of this work and doesn't even want to do any of this work, is not make sure. You're going to move past them. And eventually the relationship is going to end, because your mental health and your emotional intelligence will increase, and your spiritual intelligence will naturally increase. And if they stay stagnant, you'll be over there, they'll still be over here. And just by that distance, you know how long distance relationships don't work. Just by virtue of this distance, you guys won't be able to connect deeply anymore, and the relationship will break down. now. Okay, that's me being done for my rant, my daily rant. So make sure, if you don't have a partner right now, make sure that emotional, or rather a desire to increase their emotional intelligence, make sure that it is a prerequisite. If your spouse right now does not have a desire to increase emotional intelligence, bazame by showing them the basics of emotional intelligence and show them the benefits of it, and show them how much you would like them to be emotionally intelligent. But if they stop, or if that desire doesn't fan itself, sorry to tell you, it's not gonna last. Especially if you're here, it's not gonna last. It's not gonna last. Anyway, that's it for me today. I hope you guys have a beautiful day today. Hope you guys have a beautiful week coming through. If you haven't joined the group yet, click the link in the bio, click WhatsApp group, and join it. Or if you want to say something to me, click the link in the bio and DM me. It's also there. Send me a message. Send me a nice message. You'll get a generic message, me asking you how you're doing, how it's coached. That's because I want to engage you immediately as you send me a text, and I like the idea of like an immediate message. I don't know, it's just nice to me. So if you DM me, you'll get that message, and then we'll speak, answer the questions that you get in that message, and then we'll speak and we'll connect. Oh yes, I have to speak about my visions and my goals. So eventually, what I want to do by the time I am 30 years old is I want to have a live seminar, where we see each other in person, and I want to have at least 500 people in that seminar. That's one of my goals before I turn the age of 30, and I hope you guys can help me in that. When I speak to you about these things, I'm speaking to the universe, and I know that it's going to happen the more I speak about it. I also am creating a program I call the Butterfly Program. It is a self-coaching program with so many keys. Like I was working on it today, and I'm like, God, yes. This is genius. It's really good. I think it's going to be really good. It's going to give you like really good information and really good exercises and meditations. And I want to be able to get that to 333 people. By when? Let's say by the end of this year, or end of this year or beginning of next year, somewhere in a year's time, in a year, 4 months or so, 333 people, I want them to purchase it, because it's going to be in link form. So I don't want you to just share it to somebody without them buying it, for two reasons. One, because money is going to help me make this mission move faster, because it greases the wheels. And two, when you spend something, or when you spend money on something, because you've taken out something from yourself, you tend to commit to it more. So when you share it with people, don't give it to them for free when it comes out. Don't give it to them for free. Tell them to buy it, so that they actually do the work that is in there. Because I can give you all the information, I can tell you all these things, I can give you all the tools, but if I can give you a hammer, I can give you a nail. But if you don't hit the nail on the head, you're never going to do the thing. You're never going to build anything if you don't do the actual hitting. And if you buy something, you're more committed to actually doing the hitting, which is doing the work that is prescribed to you in the Butterfly Program. And I want to get that to 333 people. Pricing, I will tell you as soon as possible. And it's going to be super cheap, actually. Like, it'll be likely cheaper than a weekend out. Like, if you'd go out on Saturday and Sunday with a friend just for brunch, it's going to be cheaper than that. And it's going to change at least your perspective, if not your life. And that slight shift, that slight perspective shift, is sometimes what it takes to change your life and to see things differently. And if it's cheaper than 2 brunches, I don't know why you wouldn't buy it. I'd buy it. I'm making it. It's the price that I would buy something for. Because I've lived this life where I can't afford a lot of the coaches that exist, even though I really, really want the juice. So I'm making it as affordable as possible, and I want to get that to 333 people in this year. I have a hard time sharing my work. I'll tell you this. It comes from me being younger, being an artist, like a well, yeah, a musician actually, and an actor, but my family not really vibing with that, so I would keep things hoarded. I would never really share it out to the world because my family is just like, art? We don't want to hear none of that shit. Keep it to yourself. So I did. I kept it to myself, and now that's become a habit. So now I'm trying to break that habit by sharing this work that I'm doing with you guys and speaking about it and having you guys go on the journey with me. So that will be out soon. And it's 7:15. It's very late. I've got stuff to do, and so do you. Have a beautiful Monday. Thank you for joining this meditation. I will post it on YouTube and send the link on the group if you were late. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. I love you. Goodbye.